Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we're going to go and look at how to use Zoho projects using the app, and in particular the Android app, to manage activities for MEFF. Alright, so here you'll see that there's a logo here. It says Zoho projects, the tick mark in the red circle. So I'm going to start that now. And that goes automatically to my tasks that I have in Zoho projects. The same tasks that are there in the web version that we looked at previously. If you haven't had a look at the other video on how to manage MEFF tasks using Zoho project on the web, I suggest you look at that first and then have a look at this. Alright, so it's essentially the same tasks but on a mobile device. I suspect it'll be very similar for tablets and very similar for iPhone and iPad. There might be some usability differences. Alright, so we're at my task. I'm going to click on the back the back arrow, which is over here. Alright, so I'll do that, and then that takes me to my homepage. It says who I am. That's the user. Sorry, that's the account, which is the MEFF account that's showing up. And then I've got a variety of things down here on how I can look at the tasks. Now, because the screen is more compact, it doesn't give you the variety of information and usability options that you have on the web. So typically you would use this app not to look at the whole project or all the various tasks that are there, other people tasks and so forth. It would be best to use this to look at the tasks that are assigned to you. So we're going to go at the first one there, the My Tasks. So we're going to click on that, and that takes us to My Tasks. And then I've got all the tasks. And then what you may see differently is because I'm in the macro, I've also got tasks around that particular project, and I've also got the task for MEFF 2019. Alright, so if you're in the festival committee, you'll only see these tasks. You won't see tasks because you're not in Mako. We won't assign tasks to you in Mako. Alright, now if I go and look at this, I've got a task here. Go and open this, and it gives me a variety of information here. It's in progress, so that's the status, and I've gone through this a little bit. Open is when it's been assigned to you. In progress is when you've actually started some work. Alright, so don't choose in progress if you haven't actually started work on it. Only when you said, okay, you've done the first step of that, put that in. Okay, pending completion, and this is specifically for tasks allocated to you under the festival committee actions. Only set it to pending completion. Do not send it to closed. Okay, and don't worry about decision active and inactive. That is only for the secretary and the assistant secretary to record from meetings. Alright, so we will go out of that. We have the end date here, so you have the ability to change the end date, and you can also set a priority, which we're not really doing, but if you do want to set priorities within the tasks to you, that's up to you, but we're not really using it for management of these tasks. Further information about this task: project name, MEFF 29, the task list, festival committee actions. So right now that's what we're focusing on, but you might have a whole range of tasks under other task lists, and some things that you've assigned to yourself as well that may not be related to the Mestival Festival actions. There'll be other tasks. So if you only want to look at what are the ones for the festival committee actions, you'll just have to click here. Make sure you're only looking at the one that the project you're looking at, and then you can also filter and say task list festival committee actions. Okay, and apply. Alright, and then you'll only get the task that is for that project. Most of you won't have to change that anyway, but if you only want to look at festival festival committee actions, then you go into the filters and choose that. Make sure that you clear this when you're done with it, otherwise you may not see the other tasks you have when you go into it next time. Alright? And you'll always know if there's a filter applied, because it'll say there's at least one filter applied there. Okay? So we're going to clear that and apply it. Alright? So once again, I suggest you only look at those things that are relating to you. Other things will become a bit more complicated here. So today's tasks, things that you have to do today, are here. Overdue tasks, things that had to be done prior to today, and then of course today and overdue tasks. And on the right hand side, you'll see that it is a number for all of them relating to your tasks. Once again, we're not using issues at the moment. Okay, so you can ignore that. So these are from your home. You can get that in. There are other things that you can look at. You can go through your feed and have a look at that. And we had a look at those feeds previously. And they'll show, for example, what people have done across in that project. Other things that are in there are the projects. Now this is where you could go in and look at a whole lot of other stuff, not just your tasks. You could look at, for example, tasks here. Sorry, let me just go back. So that if you look at the tasks here, it's all the tasks, right? And this can get very confusing on a mobile device, because it's not by task list and so forth, so you'd have to filter and so forth. If you're looking at all the tasks, it's better to go to the web version. Alright, so that's once again, you can also go through and look at documents. That's if when you go to the project, you can go and look at documents. Let's see, MEFF 29, all files. Not sure why we're not seeing the documents. Oh, okay, sorry. That was, so now we're looking through the folders, and if you go through the folders, you'll find the minutes. And the minutes typically should be in a way so it shows the full date, including the full year 2018. Okay, 1102, that's the date, been backwards, because that'll allow us to sort it accordingly in there. Okay, so you can modify and list things in that way, category or alphabetical order, and that might be best to have that coming through here. When you have tasks, you can also sort it by alphabetical order or by task list if you want as well. And then you get that view. So you can get that view if you want to have a look at those things. But once again, there's a whole lot of complexity we're going to add to tasks in each of these sections that may not be easy to work with here. Alright. This shows a bit of a Kanban view, but don't worry about that. Just be careful when you're updating and so forth. Alright. You can delete, move, share the tasks. If you want someone to update a particular task and you know they have access to Zoho, then you can do a share and share it on WhatsApp and so forth. Okay, if you say, hey, can you provide an update on this task and put some comments in, you can actually share that URL, and when the other person gets that URL and clicks on it and they've got the app, then that task will pop up in the app. Alright, so it'll make it easier to share and to collaborate. Alright, that's basically it on how we can use the app, the Zoho Projects app, for MEFF. Alright, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.